Chris McDougall jumps off buildings, cliffs and bridges for a living. The Aussie daredevil has completed over 3,000 base jumps in 42 countries, with thankfully no broken bones to show for it. And as a self-proclaimed global extreme adventurer, the activist of fun isn't slowing down anytime soon. For Chris McDougall, life's all about letting go. At 38, his entire adulthood has been devoted to taking that leap of faith. The professional base jumper's highly regarded and respected throughout the industry for his incredible abilities. But it's not all fun and games. An estimated 242 people have died from the extreme sport. In 1978, filmmaker Carl Bonish coined the term base, which stands for buildings, antenna, span or earths, where skydivers jump from fixed objects rather than planes. So, will this fringe sport eventually make its way to the mainstream, or be deemed too dangerous to try? The author of Confessions of an Idiot, A Tale of a Life in Freefall, and global adventurer Chris Doogs McDougall joins us live from Melbourne. G'day, Doogs.
G'day,
mate,
how is?
Yeah, good, mate. How did you fall in love with this extreme sport?
Yeah, it really started from skateboarding, actually, when I was really young, and I just loved the limitless things you could do on a skateboard, and that progressed to surfing and snowboarding, and then one day I found skydiving, and that changed my life forever.
How much of the actual jump is about confidence? Are you just going, I'm just doing it, and just not thinking twice when you're on the edge of the building?
No, confidence is the last thing. First of all, there's knowledge. You must arm yourself with knowledge. And then you've got fear, so you need fear to stay safe. And once you deal with those things, then you can have the confidence to step off the edge.
In the little package there, we saw you jumping from cliff faces and buildings and bridges and just about everything else, but what's the weirdest place that you've ever jumped from?
I don't know about weird, but unique stuff for me is I've jumped inside a cooling tower, I've jumped inside a 1,400-foot hole in the ground in Mexico, inside a building in Germany, off of large buildings in China. I mean, every jump is unique in itself. Actually, even a couple here, maybe the Balti Bridge, maybe.
Only maybe.
What's the highest thing you've ever jumped off, Chris?
Yeah, look, where I live in Switzerland these days, we've got the Eiger in our backyard. So that's over 4,500 feet at one of the exit points there. And we can free fall for about 2.5 minutes off that thing. So that's pretty high. It's about 13,000 feet above sea level.
Describe for us what it's like, Doogs, when you leave your base and you're in the air. What is the feeling like?
Well, there's a lot of feelings with base jumping. First of all is the anticipation. You know, there's a lot of fear involved, and once you learn to adapt that fear for a positive thing, and you step up to the edge, I'll take 3 deep breaths and just be comfortable with everything around me and myself, my gear, the weather, everything. And when you step off, that first second is just an absolute beautiful silence. And nothing can describe that beautiful silence. There's no past, there's no future. There's just this present and this real feeling of the now, and all your senses are ultra aware of everything, and time actually slows down a bit once you get used to it. But once you're in free fall, it's just absolutely beautiful. And these days for me, it's not so much of an adrenaline rush, it's just this beautiful calming feeling I get of just being alive and being free and seeing the earth from a unique angle.
Are you scared of anything? Yeah. Are you scared of anything? Because it sounds like you're not.
I'm scared of everything, especially today.
You're scared of being on TV?
Yeah. But what it is, it's the fear. Once you can overcome your fear, you can really adapt it to every way of life, and skydiving and base jumping really show me that anything was possible. So now when we're alive, there's no negatives, there's only positives, and there's no problems, there's only solutions, and all that came for me from base jumping and overcoming my fears. But it's very, very important to stay scared all the time, because that's what keeps you alive.
Chris, you mentioned before that you live in Switzerland now. When we talk about the legal aspects of this sport, how restricted is it in Australia?
Yeah, so actually Australia's the worst country in the world for base jumping. It's basically completely illegal, and we did a study, and there's actually over 90 laws against us that we can get charged with between criminal and civil. So when in Europe we're classed as sports athletes, and in Asia we're classed as rock stars, but in half of America and Australia we're actually classed as criminals.
Oh, gosh. Rock stars. Mate, did anybody ever tell you have a striking resemblance to Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters?
He does, doesn't he?
Oh, really good, mate. Fascinating to talk to you, Dukes. Confessions of an Idiot, A Tale of a Life in Freefall is out now. And for more on Chris's crazy adventures, head over to the Daily Edition Facebook page. Incredible guy. Thanks, Dukes.
Great, thanks very much.
Soon for you, the New South Wales Australian of the